Greetings and welcome back to the channel. If you're passionate about the truth, politics, and powerful headlines that shake the region, make sure you hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and stay tuned because this one is explosive. Today, we dive deep into what's quickly becoming one of the most gripping and controversial stories in Southern Africa: the growing storm over the burial of Zambia's late former president Edgar Lungu, and the claims now surfacing from South Africa that threaten to pull back the curtain on what could be a carefully masked agenda by the Lungu family. The burial of a national leader is usually marked by solemn unity and reflection, but in this case, it has turned into a high-stakes geopolitical and domestic standoff. While Zambia debates internally about where and how the former president should be laid to rest, voices from South Africa are now emerging with bold accusations, claiming that the Lungu family may not be motivated solely by love and legacy, but by deeper, buried secrets that they are desperate to control. Sources close to the diplomatic channels between Lusaka and Pretoria allege that during the family's private dealings and negotiations, they expressed sharp resistance to a state-led burial. On the surface, they cited dignity and privacy. But South African insiders familiar with the cross-border discussions suggest that there may be more at play: documents, international properties, financial assets, and even sensitive political relationships that the family fears could be exposed during a state-led burial process. These South African sources claim that Lungu's time in office saw a series of clandestine dealings, some of which involved quiet offshore connections and property acquisitions under layers of proxies. As the state pushes for a state funeral, which would come with protocols, investigations, and the scrutiny of Zambian and foreign intelligence bodies, the family is accused of pushing back to avoid such exposure. This raises the question: is this just about how to say goodbye to a former head of state, or is this about keeping the lid tightly sealed on an era of secrets? What adds even more heat to the fire is the fact that South African whistleblowers allege key documents related to land, foreign accounts, and confidential state-to-state transactions were quietly moved from Zambia to South Africa shortly after Lungu's presidency ended. Now with his death, these alleged materials risk resurfacing, especially if a state investigation is triggered in the burial process. According to them, it's no longer a national issue, but a regional one, and possibly a matter for international oversight. At the center of this complex saga stands a grieving family, a divided nation, and a legacy that hangs in the balance. Zambians are watching closely, with some demanding full transparency, while others urge respect for the family's wishes. Meanwhile, President Hichilema's government is under pressure to walk the tightrope between justice, tradition, and national unity. But one thing is becoming increasingly clear: this is no ordinary burial. This is a battle for memory, legacy, and control. Will Zambia allow the Lungu family to dictate the terms, or will the state assert its authority to give a national leader a farewell that reflects the full truth of his time in power? If you're as captivated as we are by the twists in this story, make sure you subscribe right now, hit the notification bell, and drop your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is really going on behind closed doors? Who do you trust, the state, the family, or the foreign insiders? Until next time, stay informed and stay bold.